Good morning, everyone. My name is Mighty Stream, and I'm going to do your February the 13th just for today in a meditation. I hope you're doing well this morning. You can reach me at recoveryofhope21@gmail.com. Look forward to hearing from you or leave a comment down below. As soon as I see it, I will respond. I promise you that. Okay, the title of today's meditation is The Ties That Bind. As long as the ties that bind us together are stronger than those that would tear us apart, all will be well. That is taken from the basic text, page 60. Many of us feel that without NA, we would surely have died from our disease. Hence, its existence is our very lifeline. However, disunity is an occasional fact of life in Narcotics Anonymous. We must learn to respond in a constructive way to the destructive influences that sometimes arise in our fellowship. If we decide to be a part of the solution instead of the problem, we are headed in the right direction. Our personal recovery and the growth of NA is contingent upon maintaining an atmosphere of recovery in our meetings. Are we willing to help our group deal constructively with conflict? As group members, do we strive to work out difficulties openly, honestly, and fairly? Do we seek to promote the common welfare of all our members rather than our own agenda? Let me repeat that. Do we seek to promote the common welfare of all our members rather than our own agenda? And as trusted servants, do we take into consideration the effect our actions might have on newcomers? Service can bring out both the best and the worst in us, but it is often through service that we begin to get in touch with some of our more pressing defects of character. Do we shrink from service commitments rather than face what we might find out about ourselves? If we bear in mind the strength of the ties that bind us together, our recovery from active addiction, all will be well. A little tongue-tied there. I want to repeat that last sentence. If we bear in mind the strength of the ties that bind us together, our recovery from active addiction, all will be well. Beautiful. Just for today, I will strive to be of service to our fellowship. I will be unafraid to discover who I am. Let's take a moment of silence followed by the we version of the serenity prayer. Moment of silence now, please. God, grant us the serenity to accept the things that we cannot change, the courage to change the things that we can, and the wisdom to know the difference. The ties that bind us together are stronger than those that would tear us apart. It's conditional, right? It says as long. So the condition is each individual, each member in Narcotics Anonymous has to remember that our common welfare must come first, right? Personal recovery is dependent on NA unity, tradition one. And so when we are seeing things unravel, we're seeing tensions arise at business meetings or even at the group for our meetings that we hold in person or even on virtual platforms. Sometimes you will see disconnect between members, disconnect into as related to the understanding of certain principles and how they would apply. One person may take the only requirement for membership is a desire to stop using different than another person. I mean, it seems pretty simple, but the definition can be internalized based on the individual, right? So as many individuals in the meeting, there's the opportunity for a variance of understanding. And a lot of times people are not, they're not, the word that I want to use, they're not open to other people having different understandings than what they think is right. They're very dogmatic about their understanding. That's the word that I wanted to use. And we don't want to be that way. We want to remember that everyone has the same opportunity that we have to come into Narcotics Anonymous, start to understand the process of staying clean just for today and how that can become a life journey, right? With our primary purpose, right? That any addict can stop using, lose the desire to use, and find a new way to live. Sometimes it's a fast process and sometimes it's slow. Sometimes you get into a situation and you can see the dissonance, you can see the disconnect, you can see the hostility, the resentment. You can see it. The question is, how do you respond to it? When someone comes to you with some gossip, are you all ears? Are you the individual that says, how does that have anything to do with you? I thought that was your friend. Why haven't you pulled them aside and talked to them about their behavior? They're very disruptive. Or I just don't want to hear it. I'm sorry, I got enough of my own stuff going on. And I think that it's really sad that you're going around gossiping about something that you claim to be friends with an individual. I mean, what is going on? People are not used to being challenged on their behavior, especially when it might mean that they're on the wrong side of the principle. But that's where each other's eyes and ears comes in. And are you able to speak up in a manner that is diplomatic, right? That shows concern for every individual involved, but shows mostly concern for the unity of our fellowship. We need to think about that, and we need to take it seriously, because we say it all the time, but sometimes it's just something that we say, that the newcomer is the most important person at any meeting. And then we add, but I'm the most important person today. That may be the case, but in your importance, in your importance, we need for you to be less self-consumed. And remember that it is about the we. It is about us. And if you can be integral, if you can be faithful and loyal to the concept of unity, then you will have the actions that will pursue peace, that will pursue recovery, that will pursue all of the spiritual principles that we say that we're about. We need to grow up in recovery, and many of us are. And many of us are not. And many of us are at slower paces than others. But the question remains today, are you a part of the ties that bind us together? Or are you a part of the lies that tear us apart? The dissonance that tears us apart, the disconnect, in other words. Think about that. This is a heavy hitter, but today I know that I'm going to strive to be of service to our fellowship. And I'm not afraid to do service, and I'm not afraid to discover who I am. And I want for the same thing to be the case for you. I believe in you. I know you can do it. My name is Mighty Stream. I've enjoyed talking to you today. I hope you have a beautiful February the 13th on purpose. Talk to you soon.